Hey guys, Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, US Dollar DXY. Look at the calendar this week. I'm just showing you the most important events that are happening. And today is JOLTS. Tomorrow, ADP, non-farm employment, Euro. There's some CAD stuff there. Canadian BOC rate, Euro, USD unemployment claims, ECB conference. A lot of stuff on Friday. So this is a hot, interesting week, and we are in interesting levels. So I figure if you're trading, I'm trading the Euro, the Aussie, and the CAD, and I'm using the dollar as a guiding point for these turning points. So let's look at what the chart is showing us. Look at our market profile. There's a value area low of 103.23. We haven't gone there in the monthly, but on the weekly, we found support at the point of control, which is 103.92. You see that this area right here is another area of support. As you can see that little dent, as I would say, equals that pivot low. Point of control, meaning this is where the big volume is on both bull and bear, and we're bouncing there. So this is like the line in the sand, and this is value area low. This is where the bottom feeders will get discounts. And over here is very overextended, so you get the idea. So this is where we're at. We got a nice bounce. If we look at the daily, so far, value area low, nice bounce. Bottom feeders, fish, like the shrimps, the crabs, the stuff that hangs out at the bottom of the sea, they come in and just start jumping on price because they're at a discount. So point of control on the daily using a 3-month time frame is $104.63. Is it going to get there? I don't know. There's a lot of things here. Also, there's a trend line going up through here that it cracked. So just a couple of things I'm just showing you. I shorted the euro at the top. So while it was at the top of the range and we got this bounce, I got this nice little scalp. I'm still short. I'm waiting to see what the dollar is going to do. If it's going to, go down and resolve, then I'll probably get out. But so far, that's what I'm, looking at now. Looking at the monthly of the simple glance chart, point of control right here in the monthly. And this, you got this bounce, but it's still ugly. The ugly month. MACD is still negative. You're in the MOBO, so it's just chop fest. Anywhere between 105 and 103, you're in the noise barrier. On the weekly, it's a little better because you already broke the MOBO bands, but you're finding point of control right here. Actually, no, this is not point of control. This is value area high, and that's what, a 10-year. Yeah, this is point of control right here. This blue line, your value area high. So there's some kind of support there. Point of control right here, it's 103.92, and that's why we bounce. You also bounce off the 50 SMA. Linear regression channel is kind of sideways, indicating that's just chop fest. And you got a very strong level here using the Kumo cloud of 103.46. So if it gets down there, it could potentially bounce. MACD is negative, so it's just showing you the momentum is to the downside. So it could continue downside, finding support and bouncing off of it until it's going to turn. We know seasonality wise, June, July, very weak. So this is the area where it could possibly turn or maybe go lower, but in that ballpark, June and July are lows in the dollar, and then it rallies. Now the daily, we cracked this key level of 104.44. Failed the 200 SMA, the 100, you're below the 20, you're below the 50, and you crack the cloud, meaning that short term, you are weak. But, however, we bounced off the value area low of 104. Is that 104? Yeah, 104.02. It kind of went down to 103 and changed 92 and bounced. Now it's going to retest that 200, 100, and this 50% level, which is 104.44. And the MACD still hasn't turned positive. So we got to see how that's going to play out. Looking at the 4-hour with our Andrews pitchfork, you can see that I did the shift, what they call it, the adjustment, the shift. This is what it normally looks like when you adjust it. So you can tell that it failed there. Try to regain it. Always, when you crack a key level, on the pitchfork, the prices always try to regain that angle because you know it's a battle between the bulls and the bears. But once you fail it again, the second time, that's when it gets even uglier. So this is always a good area to short. So when you get that first crack, especially from a pattern or a setup like this, you got your 1, 2, 3 ABC. And you see it just chucking along, and when it cracks, you see it didn't crack here, but when it cracks here, you don't go short. You wait for the retest. And once you get in here and it fails, you can get on that other candle. This is a 4-hour, and that's when it gets ugly. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it regains it again and continues if it's strong, but you never go on the first one. You always want to go on the second one. So you got to just be patient. Let it crack. Let it retest. Sometimes it kisses it and then it just bounces right off. And that's what we just had here. So knowing that this is a very important, trying to get the word, it's not a pattern. It's kind of like, it'll come to me. I think I'm having a blonde moment. It'll come to me. Anyway, shift, adjust it. Now I could get that peak. Now this is another area you want to watch. So see, we cracked here. So you don't want to go short here unless you're really good and you know what you're doing. You want to wait for that retest. And since we know that June and July are weak on the dollar, this could continue going down. So I'm waiting to see if the dollar wants to test this angle right here. And if it tests it and fails, that's when I'm going to get it. I'm going to go in hard. But I'm going to go in hard on the euro. Meaning I'm going to go long. I'm going to go long Aussie. Maybe, do a game with CAD. Those are the ones I'm playing on the micro. Let's see what else we got. Channels. There's channels here too. So these are the bigger channels from here to here. This was so you're pretty much like a Picasso. You're painting channels. So you got one channel going down. This from here was one channel going up, and you can see that we failed. And we failed there, and we tried to regain it there, but didn't get up to this level. And now you're in another channel going down. So it's kind of like, think of it of Gann theory, tunnels through the air. Tunnels through the air. Now we're in a down channel. This will change once we break through there and regain this. Now we're in this channel. Think of it as railroad tracks. Let's go to point of control real quick. Not point of control, midpoint chart. You see right here, let's go with the bigger picture. So this is a key level I'm watching. This is the yearly pivot, 103.46, if my eyes are great. If we're going to do a June, July low, I think this is going to be it. Could go lower, could maybe go 102. That's 2 months, this month and next month. A lot of things could happen. But if it's not 102.49, it's 103.46, just kind of chopping around there. Extreme would be 101. But I think one of these pivots would hold for June and July, and then it's going to turn. One extreme here in the monthly, it's 102. So yeah, in between 102 around here. This is the 103, so that's your midpoint right here. Going down. You know what? Maybe I'm probably leaning maybe even here between these two. So far, you're below the midpoint on the monthly. On the yearly, you're grayish because it looks like you're about to hit it. And on the weekly, you're below it. Stream. You got to bounce off here, which is at 104.12. If it's going to regain something, but if it takes that out, your next support on the weekly, which is your last leg, is 103.90. Yep. So let's see how that. This is weird. 4 hour. Yeah. Oh, I see what's so. This is the low that we've made. My candles look weird. Does it make sense? Yeah. Anyway, on the daily, we bounced off 103.99. Got this rally, and it looks like it's getting weak here. Maybe a possible target would be this 104.40. If it's going to continue grinding higher. But the key is, remember, is testing, is trying to regain this angle. And we can see it more, you know, clearer with the Andrews pitchfork. That's the battle, trying to regain this angle. It could get all the way up there, 104.50, somewhere around there. And I forgot to show you, there is a trend line. Even if you don't use none of these tools, let's go back to the basics and put a daily chart. And let's put a trend line. So if you don't use any of these tools, see if I get out of here, you can use this. Look at that. We failed it there, and we're going to try to test that. So that's anywhere between 104, 156 if it's today or this week. On top of all the stuff that I showed you that's coming up this week, all the data. So you got to be very careful. You got to be very quick. Don't think just because we broke this, we're going straight down. There's going to be a lot of head fakes. They're going to try to push it up, and then they're going to crack it down. There's like all kinds of movements are going to happen. So you have to just be ready. And if you can't watch it and put your targets, then just scalp something and get out. Because, you know, when you think that it's really going up, then it's really going to go down. It's going to go against you. I've been in this game, in this scenario, and I just try to get whatever I could get and get out. Because if I'm not going to watch it or set my targets, I'm not going to expect that it's going to go up, and I'm not going to expect to go down, because it always does the opposite. So stay focused. And I think that's it. Just watch the dollar. A lot of data is coming out this week. You know, even already at 10 a.m., a lot of stuff with the euro, whatever you're trading, and just stay focused. Hit your targets. Don't be greedy. Lock in, even if it's a couple of pips or points. You know, if you're trading the future, the micros, and then, you know, wait for the next setup, and then continue pushing forward and building up your asset and your equity and your cash, and growing your account. I'm going to sign out. Hope you liked this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the US dollar.